G'day guys, have you tried out the handheld night scene mode in the Canon R7? And it's probably in some of the other recent releases of the Canon R series of cameras. It's just I've got the R7 here. I'm going to give the handheld night scene mode a try. You'll find it under the Scene Intelligent Auto mode in your Canon R7, most likely the R10, the R5 and the R6. Let's give it a go and see how it works. So as far as the option is concerned, you'll find it by switching into the scene mode. And then you tap up here and you select Handheld Night Scene. That's what I've done now. And so the reason this function is here is because when you're shooting at night, there's lower light. So you do need slightly longer shutter times in order to be able to capture enough light to recreate the night scene that you're photographing. And because you're doing it handheld, there's a risk that you're going to introduce camera shake into the shot. So what the Handheld Night Scene function within the Scene Intelligent Auto mode does is it takes 4 individual shots and then it stitches them together to eliminate some of that camera shake that may occur. So let's give it a go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is compose up here on the building in the distance. I've got it in the Handheld Night Scene mode, and I'm just going to take the shot. Now it tells me it's busy. I'm not holding the camera particularly still. It is shaking. The shot has been taken. Let's have a look at it. Okay, so I'm just zooming into the shot. It's relatively sharp. It's in focus. It looks okay. We've got an interesting starburst effect around the light there. I can't make any selections in terms of the aperture or the shutter speed or the ISO. All of those things are determined by the camera. So if you want a slightly sharper starburst, it's not going to happen. But yeah, that looks pretty clean. Let's see if we can see some of the writing on these monuments here. I cannot read any of that writing. It is not sharp enough for that purpose. I'm going to switch it into manual mode, dial in my exposure, and see if I can get a better shot. Single shot, manual mode. Let's try that. Okay, so I'm going to compose up, focus in the distance. We're going F2. I'm going to slow the shutter speed down. Doesn't look like I'm going to get quite bright enough. We'll adjust the ISO. Okay, now I'm going to take the shot. Let's check it out. Looks a little sharper. Let's have a look at the starburst. Well, the starburst on the light didn't occur. See if we can read the writing. No, we can't. Let's try again. I'm going to stop the aperture down a little bit, which will mean I'll have to slow the shutter speed down even more or raise the ISO. So, we're going to go up to F8. Slow the shutter speed down. We're now at 1/6 of a second. Might boost the ISO up. Let's go up to 1600. 2000. Change the focus mode. Okay, here we go. Well, that was certainly a slow shutter speed. Let's see the shot. It's a sharper shot so far. Let's see if we can read any of these words. Can't really. Let's have a look at the starburst on the lights. Really nice, really nice. So the starburst on the light is much nicer than using the handheld night mode. Well, I actually like the shots I took in manual mode better than the handheld night scene mode, but let's try again in the handheld night scene mode, see if it can redeem itself. So we switch into Scene Intelligent Auto, handheld night scene, to try it out. Here we go. It's gonna take 4 consecutive shots while handheld, stitching them together to eliminate camera shake. It seems to use the electronic shutter because I do not hear the mechanical shutter drop. Let's go and have a look at the photo. This one's really sharp. Starburst on the lights, not quite as effective as when I was shooting in manual mode, but it's still pretty good. Can't read any of the writing on the monuments. All right, so we'll throw up a couple of shots on screen here. Shots I took with the handheld night mode in the Scene Intelligent Auto. And then here's a couple more taken with the manual mode. What do you reckon? What's your thoughts? Can you see a use for the handheld night mode for you? Or would you prefer to dial in your exposure, get the exact effects you want, and just give it a punch shooting handheld? I mean, think about it. You've got stabilization in the lens potentially. You've also got stabilization in the camera. So there may not even be a need to use the handheld night mode at all. You may be able to achieve a similar, if not better, effect just using manual mode or any of the other semi-auto modes such as AV or TV, aperture priority and shutter priority. I mean, hey, let's not forget that a lot of these modes can be a bit gimmicky, but it is cool that there are additional features because although they may be gimmicky, at times they can be, well, fun. And hey, photography is supposed to be fun. We may as well test them out. Let's try them, see how they go. That's why we're here now. Hey, that's it guys. I just wanted to give this a test. Give it a go, see what you reckon. I'd be interested in your thoughts. Let me know below. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Look after yourself. Have a good one. Bye.